Hello, I thought I'd give you an update on my insurance nonsense, and I'm back. I'm back at home uh, after having spent the entire day in the hospital, waiting around, not actually doing anything, just waiting around for the insurance company. Frago says you take out insurance whilst abroad to cover any issues. Then, when you need them to act, it's just crazy to see them drag their heels. Wishing you all the best and a speedy resolution to your current trauma. Um, and it's and Zarina Srafik says, "My dear, they never like paying out. I think you should overrule their attitude and stick to British values. You paid for your service and you deserve the best back. Ignore and get the treatment you deserve." I must confess, I've given up. I I came home, and it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. The staff came round a few times to find out why the insurance company hasn't responded after 3 hours, and then they wanted the recommendation translating into English. That was done, and then they wanted other documentation. I think they wanted the latest is they wanted a summary of how much treatment was going to cost or something. But all of this comes later and later. Each time there's any form of communication, they've got another thing that they want, and I just think in the end, I was supposed to go in tomorrow, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I've come to the conclusion, if I've broken my neck, I've survived 6 days without any help from staysure. I can survive a little bit longer, until I get some reasonable medical support, and I just need to be a little bit careful, make sure my head remains on my shoulders. But and, as ever, if you go to a doctor and say, "Oh, I've seriously damaged, I've fallen over, I'm seriously hurt myself, I might have broken some bones," have a paracetamol. There you are. Well, I think this is more serious than a paracetamol, but there has to come a point where you say no more. And I'm not prepared to waste another day sitting around looking like a beggar in a hospital, no matter how charming the hospital may be. Every time I contact staysure, I end up speaking to another person. Today there was one person who claimed that she was my assessor, and then later on it was someone else. I simply don't believe this organisation. I think it's full of rogues and vagabonds. They're probably all out of work actors. But I have spoken to some of the most lovely people in the organisation. I spoke to a dear lady called Tracy who rang me back this evening. I spoke to a wonderful fellow called Aidan who rang me back. And, they stand out. And so if you want to have some nice conversations, there are nice people to talk to. But if you want support at a time of crisis, I think, from my own experience, you should look to a different company to get travel insurance. This is not the one. That's my personal recommendation. And I've had enough. I could do that in other languages. Ich habe genug gehabt.